So my thinking with this is 6 is a lot of wins for sure. Denny Hamlin was the best driver in the field last year, and that's just my opinion. I know that he didn't end up being the champion, and you can argue about that all day, but I think that he was the best driver week in and week out last season. I don't think that with everything that he's got going on now, that he's going to be able to still deal with that same level of performance.
Following is a production of
The Garage Area.
All right, welcome into the Garage Area. This is our season preview show, where we're going to talk kind of what took place last year, what we're expecting out of the season this year, and where we think some guys where they performed last year and where we think that they're going to end up going this year. We're going to talk a little bit about the Daytona 500 because we have cars on track this week, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure Ryan is too. I got the glasses on tonight. I think the next step is shave the head, and I'll go full Logano then. That's where I'm headed. Unfortunately, with my life, I think I am losing my hair, and I got the glasses down too, so I might as well just go full Logano here for too long. Look like I've been Breaking Bad. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. Our season preview brought to you by absolutely nobody because we're not sponsored yet. Even though that we wear our driver sponsors on the show all the time. So we made up a spreadsheet that you guys probably can't see. I know you can't see it. How do you want to go through this? Do you want to go through by car number, alphabetically, break down the team, go by who had the most wins last year? How do you want to go? Last year's point standings? That's my vote.
All right, then it's either that or team. Those are the only two that I would say.
Okay. So last year, the 2025 season, Kyle Larson ended up being the champion based on a yellow flag. But that's just the way that it goes. His season win total last year was 3. So I want to know several things from you here. I want to know, do you think Kyle Larson will make the chase?
Yes.
Well, let me get through all 3.
Okay.
Do you think that he'll have more or less than 3 wins? Do you think that his average finish will be better or worse? And do you think he'll finish higher? Well, let's actually not worry about the higher or lower in the standings until I don't know. Do you want to rate that? Because if you say that you think that he'll finish higher than, I mean, you can't say that. Basically, you're saying, do you think he'll repeat as a champion?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. That's your favorite answer.
Yeah.
It's like my wife when I ask her what she wants for supper. Okay, so let's just start here then. Kyle Larson, 3 wins in the 2025 season, average finish of 13.2. He was the champion. Do you think that he'll have more or less than 3 wins?
I think he'll have more. I think he should have had more last year. So I think.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Why do you think he should have had more? Let me ask you, instead of why you think he should have had more, why do you think that he didn't get the ones you thought he deserved?
Well, I actually think that maybe. I think he kind of had a downfall at the 600 when he did that double. I just wonder if that took a lot out of him for that stretch in the
That's true.
summer and stuff. So
He lost a lot of season momentum right there at that race.
yeah, so I think this year he's solely focused on NASCAR, and I think that'll help propel him.
Okay.
I know those months. I don't know how much dirt track racing he did, but going back and forth, testing IndyCar, practicing it, qualifying it, and trying to fly back and forth to NASCAR. I think he was also doing dirt car in between. I feel like he probably did too much at that point, and I think this year focus on NASCAR and dirt track racing. I think he'll have a better summer.
Okay. I didn't necessarily think he'd have more than that. I actually thought maybe he'd stay the same. I think 3 wins is a good number. But now you're kind of making me believe that he might have more. So if you got the sheet pulled up, you just type in your answers while we go. I'm going to say more. It's the plus symbol. Okay. There's Are you able to type stuff in? Live technical difficulties here.
I typed the plus in, but it's Google, so it asked me to. It's trying to get me to put in a formula. So
I don't want to put a formula in. I just want to say
yeah,
yes. Okay. Well,
type more.
good idea. Okay. All right. That went well. Do you think that I'll have better than a 13.2 average finish?
If he has more wins, then yeah, I think he'll be better.
Okay.
I think this year a lot of these guys that, like especially like Kyle Larson, who's one that goes all out for wins and stuff. I think especially in the chase format, you can do that. I think this year it's probably a good argument for not him getting as many wins either. But I think this year they're going to prioritize consistency versus maybe all out wins. But I think he'll still have more or better.
But I think that the thing that you're saying though too with that is while they prioritize running well, and people talked about back in the day, they would talk about points racing all the time. I think that if that's what's going to be the priority is making sure that you make the most out of your day, that's going to put you in position for more wins
Yeah.
anyways. So I think that there's some value in just trying to run up front versus trying to win the race. And I think that some of the ones that you end up losing by trying to win the race in years past will actually set you up for a position to win a race when you were just trying to get the most out of your day. So I think that that's going to kind of offset, so to speak. I don't think that he's going to be the champion again this year. I don't know who you have as your champion, but we'll fill out our 1 through 16 in the chase after we get through all this. Denny Hamlin, he had 6 wins last year, average finish of 14th, finished second in the standings. You think he's going to have more or less than 6 wins?
I have to say less.
Yeah.
I mean, and 6 was quite the feat last year in
Yes.
itself. I'll say 4 or 5 still, but
Yeah.
I know 6 is quite the achievement.
So my thinking with this is 6 is a lot of wins for sure. Denny Hamlin was the best driver in the field last year, and that's just my opinion. I know that he didn't end up being the champion, and you can argue about that all day, but I think that he was the best driver week in and week out last season. I don't think that with everything that he's got going on now, that he's going to be able to still deal with that same level of performance. I think he was highly motivated by his dad to get that number 60 win. I mean, you saw his emotion after that, and tried to win a championship because he knew that his dad's days were numbered. Now his dad's gone, and I think that kind of a flippant way to say it, but took the wind out of his sails a little bit. He's got the shoulder injury. I'm not worried about Denny's mental toughness. I think he's one of the most mentally tough drivers in the field, but the shoulder injury, I mean, it's hard to overcome your physical limitations. And he's 40 what? Something.
Yeah.
And I think he's might be 45. I'm going to Google this right now. I'm going to see how old is Denny Hamlin. Go ahead and stall.
Yeah, I didn't think he was quite that old, but yeah.
45.
Is he? Wow.
Yeah. November 18th, 1980. So he'll turn 46 years old this year in November. Yeah, that. So because of that, again, I said it. He was the best driver in the field last year. I feel like that could go away at any point now. Like it's so year to year at this point. You saw it with Dale Jarrett. You saw it with Kevin Harvick. You saw it with Dale Jr. Even though he wasn't, it was like for Dale Jr. He was just starting to get good again, and then got old, and that kind of went away. Jimmy Johnson. I mean, you could list a bunch of these guys to where it just like one day it went away, as far as their ability to be really, really fast. So, that's where my concern is. I think that his average finish is going to be better than 14th, though.
Yeah.
I think it's going to have to be. I think you're going to see an increase in everybody's average finish, honestly, that for the contenders.
Yeah.
So I think that Denny's still going to be a championship contender. I don't know that I would pick him for a champion, but I will definitely say more. I think he finishes worse than second in the standings, though.
Um, more on the same point, I agree with everything. I think, especially the beginning of the year, I think is going to have like a get going phase again. Maybe he'll improve throughout the summer or something, but I just don't see this year, especially after the heartbreak from last year. I feel like you kind of get that slump after a downfall like that, and it
Yeah. Um, Chase Briscoe. It's weird because he's kind of in still a bit of a prove it stage, even though that he did prove a lot of people or proved himself to a lot of people last year. He ended up with 3 wins. He had an average finish of 12.7, and he finished third in the standings. What do you think?
um, I mean, he still had an impressive average finish last year. That I'm looking at it, and I think he's just going to get better.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he has more wins because I think he could get 4, but I think that that's a lot. For I think that there's going to be a lot of guys passing wins around this year. Because just I don't know why. I just think that like I think Larson's going to get his. I think Denny's going to get his. I think Briscoe's going to get his. Byron Bell. I think Reddick's going to win races. We'll get to all that in here in a second. But I think that there's going to be the cream's going to rise to the top more than it has in the past because of how important winning those races are. Because you've seen it in the past where guys win a race and they think, hey, I'm not a in contention every week kind of guy, so now I need to start working on my playoff stuff. And that era is over now, and you're going to have to run well every single week. And I think that's going to raise that rising tide lifts all ships kind of idea. So I do think that his average finish will be better than 12.7. Third in the standings. I'm going to say same, actually. I think that if he could finish third in the standings again. I think that Bell's going to be tough this year, and I think that a Hendrick driver, whether it be Byron or Larson, and my money would be on Byron, is going to really be strong. So we'll see what that ends up looking like. Speaking of Byron, he's the next guy up. 3 wins, average finish of 14.5, and finished 4th in the standings last year. I think he has more than 3 wins. I think he has 4. Better than an average of 14.5. And 4th in the standings, I think that he finishes better than that.
Yeah, I won't say any more than 4, but I would give him that. Average finish definitely better. So as far as point standings,
Do you think he's a championship contender?
definitely, yeah, top 5
Yeah,
contender.
that's
I
where
would
this is
say, yeah.
difficult to say more or less
Yeah.
because it's like you could finish anywhere in the top 5.
I'll give him more because it was 4, so by the odds he'll be in the top 3. But who was above him? What we just did was that Briscoe. I never really give him a. I did more for everything else, but I don't know if I want to. I just right now I got Hendrick on my mind for the championship.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people do.
Yeah, so I think I'm just going to put less because I think Hendrick is going to be
Up there.
up there.
Yeah. That brings us to Christopher Bell, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bell ended up with 4 wins last year, an average finish of 11.2, 5th in the standings. I think 4 wins again is a lot. I think that he will get another 4. That seems to be my threshold number for the guys that I really think are good. Average finish of 11.2. I think that he'll finish better than that. I think he'll have to be a championship contender, and I think he'll finish higher than 5th in the standings.
Me personally, I think I'm just going to give him less wins.
Okay.
If we give a ton of people more, somebody's going to be the one that's.
Well, that's
Yeah.
I feel like Denny's the one we're taking the wins away from,
Yeah.
though. And I will also point out too that losing the Roval, losing Mexico City, right?
Yeah.
And well, but you gained the naval base,
Yeah.
and losing Chicago street course. I think that takes away from SVG's win total.
Well, yeah.
And so I think that you've got 4 wins here just kind of floating out for somebody to grab. And that's why I think that I'm going with, I think he could still get 4. But
Yeah. I also got a couple other guys that I think might pick
Okay.
up win this year too. So average finish, I think I'm going to go less. I mean, 11.2 was the best last year, and
was it?
yeah, he was the top guy, and I feel like it might be hard to top when you already had the best average. I mean, of course, everybody could increase in this too, but me personally, if I just go by the math and odds, I'm going less. It's not necessarily probably performance, but I think other people may increase, and I just think that's going to put him at the disadvantage.
Okay.
I feel like last year he had the streak of 3 wins in a row, and then like 1 win at the end of the year. So I'm just not sure where he's at
Okay.
to be fully confident that he'll have a good year this year.
Okay. Um,
Kind of same on the point standings. I think I want to go less than that also.
okay. Think he'll finish worse than 5th.
Yeah, I don't.
Are you contemplating that?
I feel like Chase Briscoe has been running better than him. I got a couple hundred guys up there. It's really gonna.
This is based on nothing. So,
I
like,
know.
if this is your guess, that's fine. I just,
The same manner, I hate being wrong too. And I always second guess myself.
oh, you wait till I ask you who you think's gonna race their way in of the Daytona 500. Remember that year, that first year we did it, you got them all right.
Yeah.
So we're good. We're good to move on to Ryan Blaney.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to probably pick up the pace on some of this. Ryan Blaney 4 wins last year. I'm gonna say he gets less than that, and average finish of 14.6. I think that's gonna have to pick up though. I think that he'll run really strong. I just don't think he'll win a lot of races. I think he could win 3 races. So I think that I'd give him a higher rating on the average finish. Finishing 6th in the standings, I think he'll finish higher than that.
I want to do the same with Ryan Blaney.
Well, you think he'll also get 4 wins?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like he should have had more than that last year.
He had
Especially
a
at the beginning of the year, he blew up at. I think he blew up twice. Definitely at Homestead, I remember.
Homestead. I remember that was a grenade.
Then I remember one other race right after that, or somewhere around that area.
Yep.
I think he blew another engine running strong. Then he had pit crew issues at a couple races also.
Yeah.
I felt like he probably should have been the most dominant driver last year.
Really?
I really think so.
Okay. I think that he. Yeah, I agree that he should have probably had more on paper results for how good he was, but I don't know that he was better than Denny Hamlin. It's just my 2 cents.
To me, he's a top 5 in my championships. So.
Okay. All right.
I know this is probably off topic of what we're going on, but he's probably Ford's only hope, I feel like, in this championship at all.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That brings us to my guy, Joey Logano. He had 1 win last year, an average finish of 15.3, and he finished 7th in the championship standings. I have no reason to think that he is going to do any better. Other than I think that he can probably get another win. I would say that he will get more than 1 win. I'm going to say he'll probably get 2. Average finish of 15.3. I'm going to say the same. I bet you he finishes somewhere around there. And 7th in the standings, I would say probably less. I don't think he'll finish that well.
Yeah. I'm just going to go the same for wins.
You only see him getting 1 win.
I just, where did he win last year? That
Texas.
And was there something? Was he actually good that race, or was it?
He was good that race. I think that it was either, I can't remember for sure. It was either a final pit stop or overtime finish. It was something there that got him the lead at the end. But he ran up front during that race.
there's been nothing even even in the championship year that he had, what, 2 years ago he won it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was a 17th place average finish. Like even that year, I mean, he still had a few wins, but I feel like a lot of them were just, one was a fuel mileage one, and
Yeah.
I just don't feel like they were performance based. I don't know, one of them might have been a restrictor plate track type deal or what, but um,
No, I don't think so. When he won it 2 years ago,
yeah,
the championship, he won it Nashville.
Nashville was like the cluster of everyone running out
Yeah,
of fuel.
175 overtime restarts.
Then he had a fuel mileage win at Vegas.
Las Vegas. Yep,
Yeah,
that's what got him into the next round,
yeah.
and he won the championship race, obviously.
All of Phoenix. Yeah, that was the Penske dominance at
Yeah.
Phoenix. So
I don't know if there was another one in there or not.
I felt like he only won 3 times.
Okay.
So
Could be. You could talk me into
Yeah.
that.
I mean, to me, that year stuff wasn't really that impressive, other than maybe the final couple races, and he didn't really back up nothing next year to give me any confidence this year. So.
But does it concern you it's an even numbered year?
I don't believe in those type of things.
18, 22, 24. Those are
What happened in
championships.
16 and
And 16, 15, he got wrecked by
20.
Matt Kenseth.
Okay.
2020 was COVID. That doesn't even count.
Okay.
16, I can't remember what happened. Jimmy Johnson won it. That's him and Carl Edwards wrecked.
Yeah.
I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was 16. So, yeah. Anyways, that's not relevant to this conversation. It's going to be a long podcast. Chase Elliott ends up with 2 wins last year, average finish of 12.6. I think that was his second best. And finishes 8th in the standings. I will say that he gets, well, first of all, where did he win last year?
Atlanta.
Okay.
And then Kansas? Was that the one where he came from?
Oh, when Bubba and Denny hit the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I say he gets more than 2 wins. I think that his average finish is the same at 12.6. I think he finishes higher than 8th in the standings. But I don't everybody's talking about him, oh, this chase format, this is geared right for Chase Elliott. I don't think that this makes him a championship threat automatically. I think that he runs very well. He's very consistent. That will help him in his point total. I can see him being a top 5 driver, but I don't see him being a championship. Like, you got to go through him, I guess, is my argument.
I'm going to say the same for wins, because I felt like his earlier races last year were not strong enough for him to be up front at the end of the races to get these wins. His strongest performance, I think, was that drive he had at Atlanta. He drove smartly, had a fast enough car, and put himself in the right position. That was about the best race I think he had last year. Obviously, the Kansas win was everyone ran into each other, and he held it along the bottom. And he had fresher tires than everyone else because of the pit strategy. But I believe his consistency ending the races is what, he had the second best average finish. To me, that's going to be, I'm just going to I believe it'll be the same, just like you did, but I'm just going to put the same wins, because at this point, I feel like it's going to be similar to last year. He'll pick up a couple, maybe due to some circumstances. I know he had pit road issues last year too and stuff, so maybe he should have had another win or something. I think maybe even either Vegas or Kansas in the spring or whatever. I think one of those races he was leading and had like a wheel just about fall off or something. But I think about the same for the average finish, and I think that average finish being second best is going to propel him higher in the standings. So that's definitely a more. I think that puts. I want too many people in my top 5.
Yeah.
But definitely top 10. I mean, you can say top 6 or 7 even.
Okay. I've got some things to say about these next 3 or 4 guys, and then we need to really just blow through these. Tyler Reddick had no wins last year, but he's run well, and he's been in position to win. I think obviously more than 0 wins. I think he could have 2 or 3. 14.5 average finish. I would say probably more. and ninth in the standings. I expect him to be a top 5 guy, so I'm going to say more. I don't know where I'm going to fit all these guys because I keep saying more for everybody, but that's just my initial reaction.
Yeah, I agree with everything except for maybe the standings. I want to say the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ross Chastain, 1 win last year, 15.8 average finish, and 10th in the standings. I'm going to say more than 1 win. Same on the 15.8, and I'm going to say same. Actually, no, I'm going to say same on 10th in the standings. I think that that's a good spot for Ross.
I'm gonna say same, but I think maybe less for the standings.
Oh, you don't think he'll finish that well in the standings?
And I just feel like Hendrick, Penske, and Gibbs are gonna really fill up that top 10.
Okay. Bubba Wallace had 1 win last year, average finish of 18.5, 11th in the standings. Bubba ran well at times, but he didn't run well every week. But it wasn't like seeing him run well was, oh, I'm surprised Bubba's running well. It happened often enough that you were not surprised to see him running there, but you were never like, it was never strung together really well. It wasn't very consistent. So I'm going to say the same because I don't know, has he ever won more than one race in the season? Average finish of 18.5, I'm going to say the same. And 11th in the standings, I'm going to say less. I don't know that he finishes that well.
Yeah, I'm agree across the board. I just feel like his consistency isn't enough. I feel like sometimes he can let his emotions get to him. And
Yeah.
can definitely ruin his outcomes.
And he's gotten better at that, I'd say. But I agree that that's the case. SVG, 5 wins. We don't have that many road courses anymore, so I say less.
Same. Well, I mean,
Yeah, let
same
you
as
agree
you.
with me. 21st average finish. I'm going to say more, just because I think that he'll get that a little bit better. I don't think it'll be a tremendously better, but I think he'll make some improvement. 12th in the standings, though, I'm going to say less.
Yeah.
Alex Bowman, no wins last year. Average finish of 17.4, finished 13 in the standings. I'm going to say more on the wins. I think that he could probably, if like they call him to stay out when everybody else pits and then it downpours or something like that and the race ends under rain, if you get a meteor strike or something along that line, I think that Alex Bowman could win a race. So I'm going to say more because I would bet on one. I feel like he could win a race in one of the best 4 cars in the Cup Series. I think that he has the ability to win a race. 17.4 average finish. I would say less. I don't think that his average finish will be that well. I have no faith in Alex Bowman, as you found. 13th in the standings, I'm going to say less. I think he'll be closer to 16.
I'll say he'll have a better average finish. Let's see, he was 13th. I'm going to say about the same. I definitely don't have him with the other Hendrick cars. I believe there was a couple times last year he had a car fast enough to win. He was up front, and I think eventually those times are going to put you in a winner's circle. So I put more on that one. So.
Okay. Cindric had 1 win last year. I say less. I don't think he wins the race. 20 average finish. I say less. I don't think his average is going to be that good. 14th. I say less because I don't think he's making the chase.
Yeah, I'm just right on board with his on all of these.
Austin Dillon, it just totally depends on if he can win Richmond again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his only good racetrack. 1 win, I'm going to say less. 20.8 average finish, I'm going to say less. I just have no reason to believe in RCR. 15th in the point standings, I say less. I don't think he makes it. Josh Berry, 1 win. Don't think so. Less. There was nothing outside of that Vegas race that made me think that Berry was good throughout the year. He had some bad finishes. 21.7. I think that's going to be a worse than that average finish. So I'm going to say less. 16th in the points, I'm going to say less because I don't think he makes the chase.
I'm going to say same. I think he still can pull off a win. I felt like at the end of the year he picked it back up.
Well, he's had his cheating parts out then.
True.
He was in the chase.
I think he'll be better this year.
Okay.
I don't have him championship contender. I don't know why I typed in better instead of more like we have been, but uh, see, he was 16th.
Do you think he's going to make the chase? Is the question.
I think he will.
Okay, then
But
just
I think he's going to be right in that
be
area.
at
So
16.
yeah, I don't.
It's either
He-
same or more if you think he's
Yeah,
making the chase.
I'm going to say more just because I think he might finish
15th.
15th.
All right, Chris Buescher didn't win a race last year, 14.3 average finish, which was actually really good. And then 17th in the point standings. I'm going to say more on the wins. I think that he has the opportunity to win 1 to 3 races. Just kind of depends on how good RFK is. The average finish is pretty good. I'm going to say the same. And 17th in the points, I'm going to say more because I think he makes the chase.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
We really should have just deleted this where they finished in the standings column and just went whether or not we thought they would make the chase. Ryan Preece, no wins, but he did just win the Clash. I think Preece could sneak out a win. I think there's a couple times that he had an opportunity to win last year, so I'm going to say more. 15.7 average finish, that's good. I would actually say more. I think that he has the ability to finish better than that at times, but you could talk me into staying the same on that too. 18th in the standings. He will be fighting for the chase. I don't know if he'll make it, but I think he'll be right there. And so I'm going to say more because I think he'll be 16, 17, somewhere right in there.
Yeah, I have him in the chase, but yeah.
Ty Gibbs. Let me see here before we. Nobody else that's left on our list, and we did full-time drivers, has won a race. Ty Gibbs has not won a race. I'm going to say more just because I think that there's a possibility of him winning a race. 17.9, I'm going to say less. I don't think he runs that well, especially without Gabe Hart over there anymore. And I think the only reason that Ty ran well at all toward the end of the year last year was because Gabe Hart was involved in what he was doing. So I'm going to say less on that. 19th in the standings, I'm going to say the same. I think he has the ability to finish around there. And that's kind of the same deal as the Alex Bowman deal. He's going to be the worst car out of the Premier stable, is my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I still think I'm going to put the same average finish, but um, yeah, I would say same in the standings because I know he'll be in that area.
Do you think he can win more than one race?
Yeah, I feel like a Bristol or something seems to be where he's best at. I feel like he could maybe pick up one of those or something, but any more than that, or if it's a restrictor plate, he pulls one off there or something. That's about all I've seen out of him.
Yeah.
I feel like at times he runs strong in the beginning of a race, and it just by the end of it, it's all disaster.
Yeah, I agree. Because he's in a Gibbs car, I think he could win 3 races.
Yeah,
If he breaks through and wins a race, he could win several races. I think that's a very big possibility. But I think that he could be the guy that's just kind of right on the edge the whole time, never actually gets all the way there. Brad Keselowski, he's in the same boat as Denny Hamlin, in my opinion, because he's got an injury now with a broken leg, and he's going to be behind. Is he even cleared to race at Daytona?
yeah, he was just cleared today, I think. So,
Okay.
yeah,
So he's going to race, but he's not going to be good to start. Maybe at Daytona, but not on the more technical racetracks. Not on the road courses for sure. I mean, that's going to be a problem for him when you got to modulate the throttle. I think Daytona, Atlanta, he'd probably be okay, but he didn't win a race last year. Before he broke the leg, I would say everything was going in Brad's favor to be in a position to win races again. Like he almost won the championship race. Him and Blaney were right there coming off the final turn at Phoenix.
yeah, that was more strategy than
Whatever,
speed,
but
yeah,
it's still putting yourself in position to win.
yeah,
And so there was a couple times to where it looked like he was almost going to be in position to win races last year. So I do feel that Keselowski has the opportunity to win races until you get to that broken leg thing.
Yeah.
That kind of concerns me.
Me personally, unless he pulls off a restrictor plate race, I'm just going to say he's not going to win a race.
Yeah, I'm going to say same just because of the injury, just because of his age.
Yeah,
I don't know how old he is, but he's got to be 42, something like that. He's somewhere around in Denny Hamlin. He's over 40. And then average finish of 18.5. I'd say less.
Yeah, I think so also.
Just because I think it's going to be a rough start for him to get the year going at some of these other racetracks. 20th in the standings. He had a rough start to the year last year, too, and still clawed his way up there. I think he could finish better than 20th in the standings. Um, but I think that, yeah, the rest of the stuff all stands.
Yeah, I mean, other than where you're at more in the standings, I think it's going to be about the same.
Kyle Busch, 0 wins, same. Kyle Busch, 17.9 average finish, same. 21st in the standings, I have to say less. I don't think he'll finish that well. I had no reason to believe in RCR at all. Kyle Busch is a free agent this year, too. I'm just going to point that out.
Um, I think he'll have a better average finish because I think last year at the end of the regular season he kept pushing and wrecking. I think maybe this year with this way the standings work, he'll have a better average finish because I have him making the chase based on points.
Okay.
So
I don't think that Kyle Busch cares about making the chase if he can't win races. He's probably
yeah,
the only guy that would stand out to me as being like, oh, we need to try to make the chase for our sponsors to get our name in there. And Kyle Busch is a 2-time champion and does not care. If he cannot win races, why be in the chase?
yeah,
That's my thought. Michael McDowell. I think Michael McDowell's done, personally. He had no wins last year, average finish of 18.2, 22nd in the standings. Yeah, I'm going to say same for all of that. And it appears you are too.
I might even put less on the average finish
Oh, okay.
standings. 22nd, yeah, that's about the same. So
Carson Hocevar had no wins last year, but he knocked on the door of several of them, so I'm definitely saying more there. Average finish of 21.6. I think that he is improving. He was just recently signed to a long-term contract. I think that he will have a better than that average finish. I think you'll see an improvement out of him this year, and I think he'll finish higher than 23rd in the standings as well.
yeah,
Uh, Legacy Motor Club, Eric Jones, no wins, 20.2 average finish, 24th in the standings. Same for all that for me.
yeah. I don't know if it's Eric Jones that's even fault. I just haven't seen nothing out of Legacy period that proves that he can get the equipment that everyone else has.
I agree. And John Hunter and him finished really close apart last
Yeah.
year. They finished right back to back in the standings. Their average finish is up as a tenth of a position apart. So I have the exact same thing for them
Yeah.
him too. I think that everything is the same.
So I say like they're both running the same. I mean, the equipment's the same, and I just assume they have similar talent. And yeah,
Um, I would say the same thing when we get there for Todd Gilliland and Zane Smith too. I think that they're identical stats, and I think that everything for them will be the same.
yeah,
I think that AJ Allmendinger, while I think he's a very good race car driver, I think everything that's involved with the Ram thing in the Truck Series and the fact that they're no longer allianced with RCR, and even though the RCR isn't that good, I think that makes them worse
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
So I think that AJ will be the same at 0 wins. I think he'll have a worse average finish, and I think that he'll finish worse than 26 in the standings.
I was about to put the same for everything until I forgot about the Dodge and Colleague thing.
And I already mentioned with Todd and Zane, I think that everything is, I'm just going to put the same for all that there.
Yeah,
Daniel Suarez is now in the Spire number 7 car. He had no wins last year. He had a 20.9 average finish and finished 29th in the standings. I think that Daniel Suarez in that 7 car could compete for a win, so I'm going to say more. Average finish of 20.9, I'm going to say more. I think that they'll run better. I think that Suarez can run better. I think that he was kind of in a lame duck situation at Trackhouse there in the 99, personal opinion, and I think that he will finish better than 29th in the standings. I don't think that he's a championship guy. I don't think he makes the chase, but I do think that he can run a little better than he did.
I'll say better for everything except for the mid. I don't. I don't. I think Spire is definitely a better position. I think than Trackhouse is right now, but I just don't have Suarez popping off a win unless it's at like a road course.
Yeah,
And we already know who's winning that race. So
that's a good point. Yeah, but SVG can't win them all, right?
that's what I said last year.
And he did.
Like,
Well,
with the
except for
exception of Coda, but I think that was kind of a beginning of the year, getting used to the team and car.
Well, then that's one that Suarez better jump on. If he doesn't win Coda, then he's out of luck.
Yeah.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at the Hayek team He had no wins last year, average finish of 22.9, and finished 30th in the standings. I have no reason to think that Hayek is going to go anywhere, and I think some of the other teams are going to improve, so I'm going to say the same on the wins, less on the average finish, less in the standings.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Cole Custer, it's same exact deal as Stenhouse.
Yeah.
Same on
Although
zero.
they are with Chevy and
They've kind of taken the colleague place.
trying to think,
They're an RCR partnership now.
I thought it was Hendrick.
Is it?
I thought for sure they went with the Hendrick Spire partnership.
Okay.
I still don't think he's going to win a race, but I feel like he'll have a better average finish.
Okay. I'm saying less. I'm saying less on the average finish, less in the standings. But that's
30-second stand. Yeah, I'm going to say more. I don't have him making the chase the chase or anything, but I feel like they have a better alliance this year. I don't know if they had any alliance last year.
yeah, RFK.
It was allianced.
Yeah. I think. No, you know what I'm mixing up is them and Rick Ware.
Yeah.
Rick Ware was partnered with RFK last year, and they are the partners with RCR this year. So you are, I've got this messed up. So yeah, for
Wait, Rick Ware went to Chevy too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
so yeah, yeah, I had that messed up on that. So um, I still stand by what I said with Cole, though. I don't think that there's anything going anywhere there.
Yeah.
Ty Dillon, it's the same as AJ Allmendinger, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Same, less. Like he's going to have no wins, less average finish, less points. That's my
Yeah.
prediction.
I mean, last year was considered an impressive year on his standards, especially when in that bracket challenge when he made it to second place.
Yeah.
But I don't see him pulling out that performance again.
Yeah, that was insane. Um, Noah Gregson, no wins, average finish of 25.2, 34th in the standings. I think that he had a little bit of bad luck last year, and I think that he's going to pick it up a little bit. I don't think he's going to win a race. I think he'll have a better average finish, and I think that he'll finish better than 34th in the standings. I have nothing to back this up.
Yeah. I think I agree with you on that. I don't think it's going to be top 20 point standings, but from 25th average or was he in the standings?
34th.
Oh, yeah. I think he'll be better than that.
Riley Herbst, no wins. He's the third 2311 car. Yeah, I'm going to say the same, that he doesn't end up winning a race. 26.4 average finish. It has to be more. Like, it has to be more. 35th in the standings, it has to be more. There's almost no choice but for it to be more. But I don't think Riley Herbst is good. I don't think he deserves the ride. Worse than Alex Bowman. And I think that needs to be Corey Haim's car next year. Like, I don't even know why, what we're doing.
Monsters paying big bucks.
I
guess.
get it. I understand that that's how the sport works, but
I don't understand. That's what I don't understand with sponsors. I mean, let's say I would go sponsor Corey Haim before I would sponsor, Riley Herbst.
yeah,
Whether it's just a family connection or what.
yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is there. It's weird how some of the stuff works in the sport when it comes to sponsorship money. Cody Ware, worst full-time driver, no wins, average finish of 30.4, which is awful. And 36th in the standings. Yeah, if he could somehow be worse than that, I think that he would be.
Yeah.
But I think he will be bottom of the barrel. Cody Ware is not good. Rick Ware Racing is not good. Even with the new partnership and the manufacturer change, zero chance. And then Connor Zilic is the rookie. Here's really our only question is this. I mean, he ran a couple races. That's why his average finish is 23.7. And he didn't place in the standings last year because he wasn't eligible for points. One question alone. Will he get a win?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Um,
Did you watch him in the Xfinity Series last year?
yes.
How many wins did he have?
Technically 11, I think. 10 or 11. Yeah.
Accounting Parkers.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Xfinity Series field's pretty good.
Yeah.
So why don't you think he'll get a win?
From what his few starts last year, and I just feel like this is a far steeper curve then, um, I mean, I think he'll have a good year. I don't have him quite making the chase yet, and I think maybe next year he'll be there. Um, I I'm excited to see what he can do
Yeah.
because I kind of like the guy and he's a fun guy to watch and watch race, and he has definitely got a lot of talent. But he could prove me wrong early on, but I just feel like it's going to take him a year to get that.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you have a Zillich poster on your wall with a heart around it. Like I know that you're a big fan of his.
Yeah,
Um, he is very talented. You've seen it. I agree with you though. I don't think he
yeah.
gets a win just because it's so hard to win in Cup. And
I mean, Trackhouse itself, other than SVG at road courses, they
if he
don't
was
have
in the
the.
48 car, do you think he'd win a race?
Mhm. I'd still have a hard time giving him a win,
Exactly.
but
That's
I feel like the average finish would be better.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think he might make the chase in the 48 car.
yeah,
I don't think that he wins a race still because it's that hard
yeah.
to win in the Cup Series. So I'm going to say no wins for Connor. The average finish, I think he could be very good. I think he could be good. I shouldn't say very good. I don't think he'll make the chase. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's really all I got to say about it. I don't know what his average finish will be. Okay, so in trying to conclude this here, wow, how long we been going?
I have 47 minutes. So,
Okay, I'm sure everybody's just loving this content. Chase predictions, in no particular order. I'm just going to look at the list of drivers here from where they finished last year. So I'm going to say Kyle Larson. Can't even type. I'm going to say Denny Hamlin. I'm going to say Chase Briscoe. And I'm just basically going through the list of where they finished last year. Again, no particular order. William Byron, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, yes. Joey Logano, yes. Chase Elliott, yes. Tyler Reddick, yes. Ross Chastain, yes. Bubba Wallace, I'm going to say no, but I think he's going to fight for it. Um, I think he'll be that 17th car, somewhere along that space. Um, SVG, no. I just don't think he's going to run well enough to be up there in points. I think he'll win races, but I don't think he's going to be up there in points. Alex Bowman, I think yes. I think that 16 is just such a big number, and he's in a Hendrick car. Like I think he'll make it. Austin Cindric, no, I do not think he will. Austin Dillon, no, I do not think he will. Josh Berry, no, I do not think he will. Chris Buescher, yes, I do think he will. Um, Ryan Preece, yes. Ty Gibbs, I don't. Brad Keselowski, I don't. Kyle Busch, I don't. Michael McDowell, I don't. Carson Hocevar, I do. I got two more spots to fill. Man, now I got to rethink this because I might have to put Brad in. I think I actually probably am going to put Ty and Brad in. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Brad Keselowski in. No, I'm not. I'm taking him back out. I'm going to put Bubba Wallace in. And I'm going to put Ty Gibbs in.
All right. I think we're pretty well same on the list for the most part.
I'll read it off. You've got Larson, Hamlin, Briscoe, Byron, Bell, Blaney, Logano, Elliott, Reddick, Chastain, Bowman, Busher, Priest, and then the last three spots are what's different for you.
Yeah. So I have Kyle Busch, Carson Hocevar, and there's part of me that wants to put SVG in. Trying to look on the list here.
So we did
Is-
both have Hocevar.
Yeah.
I have uh, Bubba Wallace and Ty Gibbs,
Yeah.
and you have Kyle Busch, and we're waiting to see whether or not you're gonna put
Yeah,
SVG.
I'm in between Bubba Wallace and SVG, but there's part of me that's like, I think he'll run better on the ovals, but I don't know if it'll be enough to.
You think
I should have looked up where he was in the points standings before the playoffs, because I mean he finished. What we have here,
it was in the 20s? I can tell you that because they did this on the teardown.
yeah. So I think I got to put Bubba Wallace in.
Yeah.
That's
So our only difference is I've got Ty Gibbs and you've got Kyle Busch in.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I really kind of wanted to put Ty in there too, but I just
There's not enough spots.
yeah.
Well, that'll be interesting to see the difference there.
Yeah.
If
If I edit this properly, I could probably put a screenshot of at least the drivers we have in there or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that took a lot more time than I thought it was going to go through all that.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about the Daytona Speed Weeks, basically all I want to do is list what the schedule is. Things that I'm gonna watch this week that I will tune in for is gonna be qualifying Wednesday night 8:15 on FS1. See where guys line up for the dual races. The duels start at 7 on Thursday night on FS1. And I'm gonna be tuned into that. Friday night for the truck race, that starts at 7:30 on FS1. It's a star-studded lineup. You got Michael McDowell's going to race in it. Not that he's exactly a star, but Tony Stewart's in it. Travis Pastrana's in it. Ricky Stenhouse is in it. Carson Hocevar is going to be in it. And there's other talented truck racers in there as well. But those are the names that you don't normally see in that series that are going to be racing. Last year's champion, Corey Heim, won this race last year. And I forgot about this until I looked it up. That was after Parker Kligerman got DQ'd in post-race. Like I said, that one's going to be the first meaningful race is going to be Friday night, 7:30. I'm looking forward to that. And then let me see what's after that. Back to the schedule here. Saturday, you're going to have the O'Reilly Series race at 5:00. The ARCA race is going to be at noon. So if that's something I sometimes tune into that race.
Yeah.
Um,
And Cletus is going to be in it, so a lot of people will be tuning into that one.
Yeah,
So.
the internet people will be tuning into that. 5:00 in the evening is going to be the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race. I'm just going to call it the Grand National Series race. I have nothing against O'Reilly. It's just too much of a mouthful
Yeah.
until I get more used to it. They're going to race at 5:00 Saturday, and then Sunday, obviously, the big boys for the 500. That's going to be at 2:30 on Fox. And I should say that the Grand National race is on the CW. So that's kind of the way that the weekend looks. Really part of the week. So I'm going to be looking forward to that too. Really excited for Daytona to be back. Get racing back underway again. That's going to be fun. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
I mean, I don't know, we didn't talk about it, but Carson Hocevar signed a longevity contract with Spire.
Yeah, I just briefly
So-
mentioned that when we were going through that.
Did you?
Somebody said, I think it was Jordan Bianchi said that he is signed through the next decade, not 10 years, but through like the 2030 season.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the length of time is, but they must believe in him, and he must believe that they're going to get good too, as
Yeah.
far as competing for wins weekly.
I was the only thing I was like, man, I don't know if I remember a driver being signed for. I mean, that's 4 at least, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good deal for him. I said that Kyle Busch is a free agent. That'll be interesting to see where that falls. Kyle Larson's a free agent. He's not going anywhere.
I would not doubt it.
I think that this could be a hot seat year for Bowman. I'm not
Is
sure
he
what
a free agent?
I'm not sure what his contract situation is.
I feel like this might be his last year.
Okay, that's possible. Um, yeah, I think you're right. I
Yeah.
thought he had a 2-year extension 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, what else?
Austin Cindric. I wonder what. I gotta believe he's got to be on a hot seat.
Is a contract here for him?
I don't know if it's a contract year or not, but
Um, and yeah, I agree with that. I think
yeah,
that he's in a position where he's got to compete pretty hard to prove that he deserves that ride in the 2 car. I think it's probably highly dependent on if he makes the chase or not.
yeah.
If he doesn't make the chase, I would believe he's out. And I don't have him in my picks here, so we'll see what that looks like. Um, he did win at Talladega last year. I think a win could save him, but that'd probably be about it. Uh, and I feel like there was one more person I wanted to mention. Tyler Reddick is a free agent. I don't think that he would end up going anywhere,
Yeah.
but especially after the lawsuit win. If they lost that lawsuit, I think you could see him shopping around a little bit, but I don't think he's going anywhere now.
I, the only thing that Tyler Reddick, I don't know, it depends on what Denny Hamlin does at the end of the year because he's his retirement. I don't remember. Denny Hamlin's got to be in his final year too, right?
I thought he had one more after this.
Okay.
I don't know that for sure.
I knew he had at least one more after last year, but I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 years or what the deal was. I know he claimed that he was going to honor his contract
Yeah.
throughout, but I mean, I guess it depends on how bad this end of the season goes. Like it went like
True.
last year too. But I would say if anything, if Denny Hamlin retires or is out of contract or whatever, that possibly a Reddick going to JGR and a Heim coming over
That's a
to
possibility.
2311. But
I could see that.
yeah,
So yeah, I guess that's on the list of possibilities. We'll see how that goes. Maybe just if he just signs a 1-year deal, that'll be our clue.
yeah.
If Reddick signs a 1-year deal, then you're going to say that that's probably Denny's going to retire, and what you just said is going to happen. Anything else?
I can't think of nothing.
Okay, I got one little bit here of trivia, and I know that you're really good at trivia, so I wanted to see. Actually lost one of the tabs that I had open here, so I wanted to see what your state of ability to answer some of these was. Ryan Preece, we talked about this. We failed to mention this. I knew this, but we forgot to talk about it. Ryan Preece won the Clash last week. He gets his first Clash win before he wins a points paying race.
Yeah.
There's 2 other guys that won the Clash before they won their first points paying race. Can you tell me who they were?
I knew one was Jeff Gordon,
Yep.
and I remember seeing the tweet within this week, but the second one is not coming to me. Was it Dale Earnhardt?
No.
No. Hmm.
Senior or junior? What were you thinking?
I was thinking senior.
Yeah, I think his first one was at Bristol in like 79 or something.
Yeah,
78.
yeah. Now that you say that, um, it wasn't junior. So, I mean,
was not.
yeah, okay. When you said senior, junior, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, did I
that's-
get the wrong one?
No.
um,
Junior's first one was in 2000 at Texas.
yeah, that's what I thought, but it's like I can see the picture they posted of him being there, but
Can you see the driver in the picture?
it's like a silhouette. I don't think I'm gonna get there.
Denny Hamlin. 2006, he won the Bud Shootout before.
I did know that, but I don't think that was who I was picturing on the whatever. But I think I did know that.
There's one other driver that came to my mind that won an exhibition race before they won their first race. I don't know if you can name who that is. And I'll tell you this, it was 5 years before they actually won their first points paying race.
It wasn't a clash.
No, it was the All-Star race that they
That's-
won.
It wasn't a Casey Kane deal, was
Nope.
it? Or because obviously, if he didn't win, he would have had to come through the. He either had to be voted in or race his way in, right?
Yes. He must have raced his way in then. I'm not sure what the circumstances were to put him in.
I have no
It
idea.
was Michael Waltrip when he drove the Wood Brothers car in 1996. He won the All-Star race that year because I think it was Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon or Labonte, one of those guys, got into each other, and Mikey drove underneath of them, and won the race. And then obviously the 2001 Daytona 500 was his first points paying win.
I remember a race where Earnhardt and Waltrip Darrell Waltrip got together, and I don't remember who won that race after that, but
Yeah. I'm not sure. That might have been Kyle Petty. They got his first win that way.
could be.
Anyways, final. Well, so I got two more for you. How many past winners of the Daytona 500 are going to start the race on Sunday?
I can think of two with William Byron and Denny Hamlin. Well, Joey Logano. There's only three I can think of, so
Well, I can tell you that there's 8.
there is eight.
There's 8
Wow.
past winners of the Daytona 500.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson's starting.
Okay, so that's 4
Yeah.
that you've named.
Got the Jeopardy. So, wait a minute. I don't know. Oh, Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon.
Oh, Michael McDowell.
Yep.
What is that? 5?
Yeah. No, dude, that's 6.
Six,
Sorry. You have Hamlin, Johnson, Byron, Logano, Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell.
Him? Did you say him?
Hamlin was the first one. There's 2 more, and I can't read my writing for what one of them is.
Oh, Cindric won one.
That's who I can't read. Okay, so you've actually got them all in order so far. That's how I have them written down. There's only one more person that you're missing.
Oh, Stenhouse.
There you go. You got them all. I'm impressed. That's 8 of them. That's good work. Okay. Then the final thing that I want to do is I have the list pulled up here of all the past Daytona 500 winners. I just want to see how far back you can go. And if you can't get them, I will give you the name of the manufacturer.
Okay.
And see if that helps you, okay? So 2025.
That was Byron.
24.
Byron.
Okay, 23.
Was that a Ford?
It was a Chevy.
Oh, was it shit? Oh, was that one Stenhouse?
That was Stenhouse.
Okay.
22.
Cindric.
Yep, 21.
21. That would have been the last one in the Gen 6 car. Was that the McDowell?
Yeah. 2020.
2020. Was that the Dillon?
No, that was 2018. If you
Yeah.
don't, even if you don't get them in order, I'll
Yeah.
still give you credit for it.
So, 2020. That was the COVID year.
Yep. Not yet at this time, but
Well, yeah, that was. Yeah,
drove a Toyota.
Hamlin.
Yep.
Okay.
2019.
Did Hamlin go back?
Yep, he did.
Okay.
And then you had Dillon in
Dillon.
18. 2017.
Did Hamlin get a stretch there that he had that? Or
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
There wasn't him this time.
'Cause he has 3, I think.
Yep,
so.
he does. He's
Um,
he's gonna come back up in our order
Yeah, I
here.
imagine.
I will say that this was a fuel mileage race. I can't remember if he was in a Ford or a Chevy at this time. Same driver, same car, but I can't remember if it was a Ford or a Chevy. I think it was a Ford.
Yeah.
He had a really old guy as his crew chief.
Oh, Bush.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
Okay, 2016.
I'm going to keep going Hamlin again.
You're right.
Was that the with Martin Truex Jr.?
I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. 2015.
Yeah, I only remember that one from Jeff Gordon winning the pole that year. Because that was his final year. Won the pole for his final Daytona 500. But who won it? I think
It was
this
a Ford.
Logano.
Yep.
Yeah.
2014.
Did Logano go back to back?
No, he's only won one.
Oh, I thought he had a couple.
This guy's got a couple.
Johnson?
Johnson does have a couple, and it's not 2014 though.
I'm gonna say I didn't think it was that new. Who else did I guess I had a couple? Unless that was the Hamlin.
No, we're out of Hamlin once.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have no idea.
Drives a Chevy.
Junior?
Yeah.
Okay.
2013.
You have to give me a manufacturer.
Chevy. I'm gonna give you manufacturers for all of them after this one.
Well, you have to give me more than that at this point. That's over 10 years ago, man.
Yeah. This guy has two.
I assume he's retired.
Not necessarily.
No. Oh, Johnson. Oh, man.
In 2012, it was a Ford.
Logano? No, you already said he had one. I don't know why I keep thinking he had two.
I think he's a phenomenal plate racer, apparently.
Is that Kansas?
It was. Overheating, and then it was on a Monday night.
Is that the Montoya race?
Yes. 2011 was also Ford. I'll give you another hint. It wasn't David Reagan because he got penalized.
Oh, Bain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2010 was a Chevy, and it was this guy's first race back in a Chevy because he'd been with a different team. He just came over to this team.
2010.
Yep.
Oh, Junior?
No.
No. I guess he was always Chevy, so. I was trying to remember what year he went to Hendrick because I think he won the 500 that year. I don't
No.
know.
He went to Hendrick in 08, and he won it with DEI in 04 in the 8 car.
Yeah.
This is going to be our last one.
Okay.
He has a great sponsor. At least he did that year. He won a lot of Crown Jewel races that year, too.
Oh, McMurray.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
I can kind of, like, if you give me, like, hints like that, I remember the circumstances, like, now that, but, yeah.
Okay, well, let me just hit a couple more here.
Okay.
This guy won a rain-shortened one in 09. Drove a Ford.
Well, that was Kansas.
Yep. In 08, with the 50th annual, his teammate
That was
pushed.
Newman.
There you go. 07, side by side at the line.
That was Harvick.
06, Chad Knaus got thrown
Johnson.
out.
Then Gordon 105.
04,
And then you said that was Junior.
03.
Yeah, I have no.
It was also rain shortened. It was this guy's second one in 3
Is
years.
that Waltrip?
Yep. 02. He's hard to understand.
Wardburn. Yeah. And Waltrip 101.
Yeah.
Then 2000. I don't.
Was Dale Jarrett. Okay, just a couple things that I wanted to mention. In 2011, I can remember standing there in my living room watching Trevor Bayne win that race. But in the pre-race, the big story was this is 10 years since we lost Dale Earnhardt. And I remember my dad saying, it's been 10 years already. That feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And we're celebrating the 25th anniversary this year
Yeah.
of Earnhardt being gone. So it's 15 years
Since that point.
Since
yeah.
that point. I don't really know why I told that
Yeah,
story.
I
But,
I vividly remember Darrell Waltrip saying, "Happy birthday, Trevor Bayne," or something like
Happy
that.
birthday, Trevor Bayne, 20
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old.
It just time flies.
So that would make it's Trevor 45 years old. No. Okay, I did way too much math there. 35. Years old.
35-ish or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you find it weird something like these? I still feel like he's a young driver in my head.
Trevor?
Yeah, but he's older than us. I don't know why. That just got kind of
He's got it's that child look to him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a pretty young looking guy anyway.
It could be.
One of the other things too that I heard on when I was listening to the Teardowns podcast, they talked about Cole Custer, and they said that Cole Custer, I think that he's a good driver. He's just not in a very good car. You could say that about most of the guys in the field. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get to the Cup Series if you're not a good driver. But with the exception of a few, I know that I give Alex Bowman a hard time. I don't think he's a great driver, but I don't think he's not a Cup driver either.
Yeah.
Cody Ware, I don't think is a Cup driver.
Yeah, definitely.
Riley Herbst, I don't think is a Cup driver. But most of those other guys, I do. And it's just kind of like in NASCAR, it's so dependent on the car of whether or not you're in a good car or a bad car. Because I think that, you see it with Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is not a bad race car driver. He's not nearly as bad as he's performing, but he's in a lousy RCR car.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be good. Austin Dillon could probably win more than one race in a season if you put him in a Hendrick car. That's my guess. And I don't think Austin Dillon's great.
Yeah. There's, when you really look at the whole scheme of things, and you almost, if a lot of times they try to compare NASCAR to other sports.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
so-
been their big downfall.
Yeah. But I'm going to do something like if you go to the NFL, each team, there's 32 teams, each team has 4 wide receivers and things like that. And the top echelon of NASCAR is probably going to be one of the hardest to get into because there's 36 spots. You
Yeah.
have 36 drivers. You're not going to be a wide receiver. If you're a wide receiver, you have 5 times the chance to be in the NFL than you'd be in NASCAR. And there's probably a bunch of guys that are in their 40s running these lower late model series and stuff that probably could have been competitive in the Cup Series. So, I mean,
You just never heard of them.
yeah, that you just got to know where the money's at and you have to know the right people.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's not a standard metric either because,
Yeah.
like, if I was a phenomenal football player, I would have went to Ohio State or Michigan and my name would have been known.
Yeah.
Because that is the place that you go to get your name out there
Yeah.
as a football player. But I definitely wouldn't have went to Ohio State or Michigan, just for the record. But that's my point, is that you're going to get recruited by a school like that, and you're going to go play at a school like that, and you're going to get your name out there, and you're going to be really good, and you're going to get drafted in the NFL. And just like you said, you could be the best race car driver in the world. You're never going to know.
Yeah.
And you're never going to have the opportunity. And then there's so many different disciplines of racing, too, that we really don't need to go down this rabbit hole. But
Yeah.
but to kind of follow along with that same line of thinking, there's 32 teams in the NFL, 32 quarterbacks. How many of those guys do they look at that guy and go, I don't know if he's it? Like, this guy, I don't know if next year even he's going to be good. I don't know whether it's a new guy just starting out and they're not sure they want to commit to him to be their franchise quarterback, or if it's somebody at the end of their career that they think that he's not gonna last anymore and they need to look for their next guy. There's no shortage of race car drivers. Like, the Steelers are in a position to where they need a quarterback. Is Aaron Rodgers coming back? Who are they going to get? Where are they at in the draft? Like, there's one good quarterback in the draft this year,
Yeah.
and he's going to the Raiders. Like,
Yeah.
there's no shortage of race car drivers, but there's a shortage of really good race cars.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of NFL teams that could win a Super Bowl, but there's a shortage of quarterbacks. It's kind of a flip-flopped scenario there. Again, really don't know why we went down this rabbit hole, but just that comment caught me off guard. Like, oh, yeah, Cole Custer, I think he could win races in a good car. I bet you I could win races in a good car.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's you see me race. Yeah, so I think that it's just such a I don't know, niche dynamic, I guess, of how NASCAR works. And like you said, everybody tries to make it like every other sport, and it's just not that. There's too many nuances to it to make that same comparison. But I think we've exhausted the content that we have prepared for this episode.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed this conversation. We need to figure out what we're going to do for picks and how we're going to score that, whether or not we're going to limit each other to only picking the same driver 3 times before the chase starts. We'll hash that out and get that ready. But I think that this is going to be we'll do pick videos for the Daytona 500, but this is going to be our last podcast before the post race of the Daytona 500, and I'm looking forward to seeing who wins, get the season kicked off, and be right back here with you every single week.
Yep.
All right, until the end of the Daytona 500, we'll see you guys then.